Is there really enough new political will to change America's gun laws? I'm joined now from Los Angeles by Adam Winkler. He is a constitutional law scholar at UCLA and the author of Gunfight, the battle over the right to bear arms in America. Thanks for being with us. For our viewers overseas, just give us a sense of context here. The NRA, the sway it has held over politicians and the debate in general just seems a little out of proportion to people on the outside looking in. Why is that?
Well, for about the last 30 years, the NRA has been one of the most powerful political organizations in Washington. Not only does it have a great lobbying arm and give a lot of campaign contributions, but over the years, the NRA has been able to deliver votes in tightly contested races. And as a result, in a democracy, if you can deliver votes, you can exercise a lot of political power.
Let's talk Constitution, because everybody does in this discussion, and that is specifically the Second Amendment. Talk about that. It seems that the Second Amendment is somehow sacrosanct in the United States, even in a post-9/11 world where other amendments were less so. Even by definition, it's an amendment to the original document. So why is it sacrosanct, and why is the wording of it relevant in 2012?
Well, you know, the Second Amendment is very much a part of our heritage in the United States. We're a country that was born by an armed revolution and a country whose identity is very much tied up with the Wild West and sort of the individualistic, I can protect myself, the law is what's on my hip kind of mentality. And that still shapes American attitudes. Nonetheless, what I've found in my research is that the Second Amendment is not a major impediment to gun control laws. While it makes it difficult to get laws passed through Congress, it is not difficult to get them through the courts. The courts consistently uphold most forms of gun control.
Yeah, we've got some graphics, actually, that were enlightening that we noticed today. Let's put those up and discuss those for a moment, to show the impact, if you like, on the United States of firearms. Firearms homicide per capita. You know, you see there, Mexico is at 10, and that's because of the drug war down there, basically a criminal activity that's going on there. But the United States, in terms of industrialized nations, is way ahead of the rest of the world. And we've got another graphic, too, that illustrates this as well. And that is the number of firearm homicides. Again, Mexico at the top because of the drug war that's going on down there. But the United States, 10,000 a year. The next is 500 in Turkey. Those numbers, do they not speak for themselves? And why have they not swayed this discussion?
Well, you know, the NRA has been saying for years that more guns will equal less crime, but the data that you show are pretty clear indication that more guns here has not led to less crime. In fact, we've got major problems with firearms deaths, not only suicide, which make up a huge portion of our annual gun deaths, but we also have a lot of gangs who are using these guns on the street to protect their drug turf and their drug dealing. There's no doubt that there's way too many guns in America, but look, with 300 million guns in America and a country really committed to gun ownership, those guns are not going anywhere.
Do you think that there is a need to remove the debate? I mean, the loudest voices get heard the most, of course, and those loudest voices are those who are more radical in their views about guns. Do you think that there's a need to talk about the culture of guns here, too, and the gaps that are created, mental health issues and criminal issues, those other issues just don't get folded in, do they?
Well, we really do need to focus on those little nitty-gritty procedural details. We need to have a law that requires every single person who wants to buy a gun to go through a background check. We need to improve our mental health data reporting into that background check system so mentally ill people don't get their hands on guns. To the extent we start talking about the culture of guns, though, I do think we run serious risks of stymieing any real opportunities for reform. People don't like to be attacked for their culture or their preferences, especially here in America, where we have a very individualistic society. When
we've had these types of things that we saw in Newtown in the past in the United States, very little has been done legislatively. Do you think, are you with those who see this as a turning point? Do you see political will on the horizon to make a change, perhaps even just on assault weapons?
Well, it's very hard to predict the future. I found over the years that tea leaves are best left for making tea, not for reading the future. However, I think that there is a game change happening right now. We've already seen some very big pro-gun senators like Mark Warner, who has an A rating from the NRA, come out and say it is a game changer and it's time to start thinking seriously about gun control. And I think President Obama is really investing himself in gun control for the first time in his administration. So we may see some change soon.
Adam, thanks for your time. Adam Winkler there, constitutional law scholar at UCLA and also author of the book Gunfight, The Battle Over the Right to Bear Arms in America. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you.